Hello, this is Mr. Hatton, and this is the second video of the Introduction to PowerPoint. And what we're going to look at specifically in this video is how to start inputting information into your presentation, how to organize it, and a little bit about how to navigate through the layout and some of the other basic options of getting started with your first presentation. So the first thing that we need to look at is how do we add new slides. And so when we opened up a blank presentation, it gave us a title slide. So it had an option where we could input our text. There were two text boxes, one for the title, one for a subtitle, and it was already up on the screen when we opened up the presentation. So now when we're ready to start adding new slides, there are a couple different things that we can do. And so the first thing is that if we just click New Slide, if we just click on this button without even clicking the drop down, it gives us a preset slide. It's going to be your basic title and bullet point slide, your information that can be added. So we could have a heading and information text. So we can have whatever we want. All I'm doing to add information to these slides is when it said click to add, it's not trying to trick you. All you do, click in that box, and then you can add your title. And now to add a little bit more detail to that one, I'm going to add a second slide. Instead of just clicking the icon that was at the top where it gives us the default of what it thinks that we need next, just a title and content slide, if we click the drop down option, it's going to give us different layout options. And so depending on what your presentation is telling you and how your text is going to be driving this presentation, you may need a different layout to use. And so there's several different options that we can use. We can have a title and content, which is the default, a section header to where it's going to again give you a title and a subheading, to content comparison, just the title only, picture with a caption, content with a caption, which could be a video, it could be a chart. It makes it easy to add that information in. And so we're going to do a to content slide just so we can look at a couple of the other tools with what does a content slide do for us, or a content placeholder. And so you'll see that now we have 3 slides. And we're just going to call this one content. And then we're going to look and see that there's several options. So it does give us the option to where if we just wanted to add bullet points, we could just type in here and start adding our bullet points. Every time I press enter, it's giving me a new bullet point. And this could be whatever text you're going to be comparing. When I did that, you can see that these options here, which are options to add content, have now disappeared. If I wanted to add different information in there, what I could do is I could click one of these. And so this one is going to be an option for Smart Art. And so these are preset options. We'll get into details in later videos of how we can actually navigate Smart Art. But if we just pick one for now, you can see that it adds that text in the place of that placeholder. It's already got it set. It already has it sized. You could do the same thing with a picture. You could do the same thing with a chart. You could do it with a table. There are a lot of different options, but it presets it to fit that window. That's the value of using a content slide, is that it already is formatted in a way that is usable. So I'm just going to delete that. Press Control Z to undo. And so then now I'm back to just the original. I've added the different points, and then I've also added I deleted the table, added the Smart Art, and then deleted it. And so then it's useful to have this different layout. It's different from just the title and content, and it gives you more options for how you can add some other media options into your presentation. And so one thing that I will point out with navigation is that now we have the order. I can actually click on the outline view to the slide that I want to move to. It gives them to me on the side. As I click, I can navigate between them. If I decided at a point that I wanted to rearrange the order of the slides, that, you know what, I really want this content to be first, and then I'm going to have my title and content slide come later, it's pretty easy to move, and there are several ways that we can do that. If I just click on slide 3, I can click and drag. So all I'm doing is holding down the mouse and moving that up, and then it moves it for me. And then, so now, as easy as that, it has now reordered the slides and put a new order to them. We could also look at the slide sorter view, and that's going to give us our slides here. So it's going to be frame by frame. As if I added more and more slides, it would start filling up this page. But we can also rearrange slides in this view. And all I'm doing is clicking and dragging, and it's moving them to the order that we want them, and it makes those changes for us. And so now if I was ready to actually present my presentation, there are a couple ways that I can do that. And you'll see that happens with a lot of things, that Microsoft gives you more than one way to do the same thing in a lot of their features. And so finding a way that works for you, that you can remember and that makes it easier, is really the best way to go with that. So we've actually got here in the quick access toolbar, there's one way to start it from the beginning. If I click that, it now puts me in presentation mode. I'm using the arrow keys to move through the presentation. Press escape on the keyboard to get back out of that. There's also an option, if you had changed your quick access toolbars, the option down in this bottom right will also send me into presentation mode. And again, I'm using the arrow keys to navigate through the presentation. Press escape on the keyboard to get out of it. I could also go to the slideshow tab until I want to view it from the beginning or from the current slide. And so with only having a presentation that only has 3 slides right now, there's not a whole lot of value to using the current slide. But let's go back to our normal view. And let's say if you had a much larger presentation and you were in this area and you needed to go back and talk to it, instead of having to cycle all the way back through all your slides, if you just click on the slideshow view and then click current slide, it starts you in your presentation already right back to this main area. This time to get out of it, I'm going to right click and click End Show rather than pressing escape, just showing you another way to do that. Right click and End Show, and it will take you back to whatever screen you had started on. For the sake of the demonstration, I'm going to add another slide. So I'm going to go back to the Home tab, add another slide. Let's just make this, and also note that because I have this one selected, when I click, I'm going to add, this time we'll add a title only slide. Because I had slide 2 selected, note that it did put the new slide directly under. If you wanted it to be at the end, just click and drag and drop it down, or if you wanted to leave it there, you can insert content into the middle of your presentation without having to start over again. And so if you needed to delete a text box, like let's say you decide you didn't want the title here, for one, you can click when it gives you the arrows, the 4 directional arrows. You can click on that and it'll allow you to move a text box within a page. But if we want to get rid of it altogether, all you do is click it, make sure it's selected, showing the outline around the box, and press delete on the keyboard and it's gone. And then if you wanted to add a new text box, or if you wanted to add it, if you deleted it on accident and wanted to get it back, we can click Insert, Text Box, and then we can actually draw the text box wherever we want it. And so all I do is click and drag and then move that text box to wherever we want it. We can move it around the page and insert it wherever we want. So you really have a lot of options for customizing the layout of your PowerPoint presentation. So this should be enough to get you started with how to create a basic PowerPoint presentation and how to begin working with adding some of your content, organizing the slides, and navigating through PowerPoint.